Good afternoon and welcome to African American Experience in the Global Context online for fall 2016. This is Dr. Clyde Ledbetter and I'll be walking you through what to expect in this course over the next 15 weeks. So today what we'll talk about is some things to consider to succeed in this course, grading, communicating in this course, things to consider. Number one, this is a full course. Just because it is online does not mean it's any less than a regular in-person form of instruction. With that being said, it's also more difficult in many ways than a traditional course. As a student, you must be incredibly disciplined to take this course. There are a lot of deadlines, there are a lot of assignments. You need to be self-motivated to be in this course. I noticed this semester that there are a lot of freshmen taking this course. If you need extra help, I am available on campus and we'll talk about office hours, but understand that it's on you. This course is what you make of it. If you fall behind, it is very hard to catch back up. This is a very fast-moving and difficult course, so make sure that you feel you are ready to take it. If not, take the in-person course. You need to read in this course. We have a textbook which we'll talk about shortly, but you want to make sure that you are current with the readings, always on top of the readings, and that you set aside enough time in your day to make sure that you do all the readings. D2L is our home base. As you can see, you're accessing this video through the link on D2L. You need to make sure that you are checking D2L daily for this course. You also want to make sure that if you have any technical difficulties that you contact Information Technology at Cheyney University immediately to rectify any of that, whether it's password issues or what have you. You need to make sure you are doing your work, I would suggest, on a computer, not on your phone. I know some of you like to work on your phone, and it's possible for some things but not for everything in this course. So I would strongly suggest that you make sure you're doing all your work on the computer. Do not wait for the last minute to do your assignments. The last minute often becomes the last minute, particularly in online courses. Anything can happen. You can lose internet connection, your computer could shut down, you could have any type of technical difficulties. So don't wait to the last minute to turn in assignments, to try to complete exams, to engage in discussion questions or discussion forums. Make sure that you are giving yourself ample time to complete your assignments throughout the next 15 weeks. Follow all the directions. Most students don't do well in online courses, not because they're not intelligent, not because they're not ready to take the class, it's because they don't follow directions. Slow down, make sure you read all the directions, and ask questions if you're confused. When we talk about contact information, I'll give you a number of ways to get in contact with me, or if you can't get in contact with me, ask another student. But always ask questions and always make sure you are following the directions as strictly as possible. Make sure you're reading those directions. Okay, just a little bit of advice on how to read for the class. On the right, you will see our textbook, which is Introduction to Black Studies by Dr. Malana Karenga, the 4th edition. You can use the 3rd edition for this class. If you can find it cheaper, you can use the 3rd edition, but I would suggest you get the 4th. The main difference is page numbers, and there's some content that's different, but not a lot. So you can use the 3rd, but not anything before that. This book is available on Amazon. It's also available in the bookstore, so make sure you get it. The first week of classes, the reading is provided for you, but after that, you need to purchase the book. There will not be any provided readings. It's illegal for me to copy pages from textbooks after a certain amount of page numbers are exceeded. I can't do it. It's illegal. It's copyright infringement. So make sure that you buy the textbook. When you get the textbook, make sure you're reading with a dictionary or with Google open. You don't want a word to pass you. It could change the whole meaning of a passage, a sentence, or whatever. So make sure that you are reading with a dictionary, reading with Google open. There is definitely collegiate language in this text, so you want to make sure that you are reading effectively. Highlight and write in the text once you get it. Make sure that you are marking down things you feel are important, things that might show up on an exam. You don't want your textbook to look brand new at the end of the semester. You want it to be all marked up to show that you've actually engaged with it. This book is great because it contains a number of study guides and study questions at the end of each chapter. So it's my recommendation that you look at those questions first and then read the chapter so you can see what is important, what may possibly be on an assessment, um, and what the author feels that you should know by the end of the chapter. So we will deal with about 10 chapters in this book. So the text includes a number of study guides for those chapters. So make sure that you engage with those as you go through the class. Grading. How this class will be graded. 30% of your grade will be class participation. In an online class, that means engaging in our discussion forums, which there will probably be about one every week. There's some weeks where there aren't discussion forums, and those are usually weeks when you're taking assessments. But for the most part, there'll be a discussion forum every week that will ask you to respond to something from the text or video that's been posted online. You need to make sure that you are engaging in those, that you are writing your responses on time, and you can see the rubric on D2L about how to properly write a discussion forum post and how to respond to other students, because you'll be required to do that as well. So that's 35% of your grade. There'll be 3 assessments throughout our 15 weeks. These will be online assessments. There are quizzes that are posted on D2L. You'll be expected to complete those within a particular time frame. Your final assessment, which is 20% of your grade. This assessment can be either a traditional exam, or an exam like you would have on the first 3 assessments, or you can write an 8 to 10 page literature review on an approved topic in African American experience. There are guidelines for this literature review, guidelines for this paper that will be posted on D2L. So make sure that you review those, and probably by the 5th week or maybe around midterm, I will ask you which final assessment you're planning on taking, whether it's the exam or the final paper. But either way, they're worth 20% of your final grade. Okay, communicating in this course. Office hours. I will be on campus every Monday through Thursday, 2:30 to 3 o'clock in my office in DSS room 219. If you need to see me in person, I will be there 2:30 every day, every Monday through Thursday, not on Fridays, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Discussion post, again, a lot of our interaction will be through discussion posts. Please refer to the rubric on D2L about how to effectively write a discussion post, how much you need to write. Make sure that you're citing from the text, and make sure that you are not antagonizing other students. We will have a lot of questions that ask you your opinion of things, and as we are students and colleagues, we want to make sure the language doesn't become abusive. We want to make sure that we are respecting others' opinions, and we also want to make sure that we back up our opinions with facts and scholarship, and realize that we're not in a barber shop, or we're not, just hanging out, having a discussion. We are engaged in scholarship. So we want to make sure that our language is collegiate. We want to make sure our vocabulary is up to par. We want to make sure that we're backing everything up with facts, and we're citing information that is not ours. And on that note, let me say this, and I should have said this in the grading section. You want to make sure that you are not plagiarizing in this course. Plagiarism will result in an automatic failure on most assignments, including exams and your final paper. It's very easy in an online course to be tempted to plagiarize, to cut and paste something from the internet. I will catch you. You will fail. It's not worth it. Make sure you're citing everything that is not your idea or any fact that you find from somewhere else. A number of students have been caught, as I've taught this course over the past 3 years, plagiarizing, and I have no remorse for those that use other people's work. So make sure you're not plagiarizing. All of our official correspondence will be through your Cheney email. I'm not responding to outside email, so make sure your Cheney email is working. That's where you will get updates about the class, or any changes or anything is through your Cheney email. Okay, now let's walk through what your D2L webpage looks like. So when you log on to D2L, this is the page that you will see as a student. There may possibly be news items here in this area. Once the semester starts, I'll be updating you on any changes or anything you need to know for the week. You'll be able to see upcoming events here in the course calendar. You can see already on September 3rd, the assignments for week 1 will be due. So when you go to D2L, the first place you always want to look is content. When you go to content, you will see week 1 starts August 29th. That's Monday, and it is due at the end of the week. What you'll be required to do is, of course, watch this course introduction video, which you are watching. You can see the syllabus, discussion forum, the reading for the week, Karanga Chapter 5, and a short video that you might want to watch. You can also check out course documents. Again, the syllabus is posted here again, a link to the textbook, discussion forum rules and rubric, guidelines for the final paper, and an example of the final paper. You can also check your grades on D2L, and you will see all the assignments for the semester, the 10 discussion forums, 3 exams or 3 assessments, and then your final paper or your final assessment. So you can constantly stay abreast on how you're doing in the class. And again, you can always email me if you have any questions about where you're at in the class and things you need to do. So again, welcome. Take this class seriously. If you need anything, ask questions, follow all directions, and I look forward to working with you over the next 15 weeks.